And then also in the Fruit Loops collection, I have, sorry, it's actually called Fruity Loops because, you know, Fruit Loops is probably a specifically owned brand. So we are going to be not calling it Fruit Loops, sorry, Fruity Loops. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you the first trash talk video for 2024. If you watch my trash talk series for 2023, I'll have that linked up in the cards. You'll know that I was trying to participate in a low buy, which I was not very successful in. So we are going to be trying again for 2024. But before we get into that, I'm going to start off by going through the products that have come into my collection in January, then the products that have left my collection in January. Disclaimer, these products do not count towards my upcoming low/no buy. So let's jump into the products that have come in. First off, you would have already seen on my Instagram, which I'll have linked down below, that Kimberly, who I'll also have linked down below, is incredibly generous. And after seeing my Palettes That Haunt Me video that I completed in collaboration with Paula, which will have that video linked in the cards, and I'll have Paula linked down below. She sent me a couple palettes that she decluttered from her collection. I'll just move over here to make it a bit easier. But these are the two palettes here. First up, we have the Viseart Petite Matte Additional Brights palette. This is what this one looks like. It is gorgeous. And then we have the Menagerie Pastel Pup palette, and this is what this one looks like. So I am so pleased to have these two palettes in my collection, and I'm very thankful for Kimberly's generosity. I guess because New Year, same me, I have a pile of products here that I have recently purchased. I am pleased to say that I did get 99% of these on sale, but a sale price does not mean a decrease in my collection. So let's jump in first up with the beauty items. So first up, we have this Fruity Loops body lotion. This is an incl product, which is a Kmart brand. So I got the body lotion for this one. And sticking in that theme, I also got the Fruity Loops hair mask. So yeah, this is also an incl product. Sticking with hair, I got this Good Hair Day gift set. This comes with a hair mask, which is bubblegum scented, and one of those little hair scrubby brush things. So I am looking forward to using these. Then I did get some makeup products. First up, we have another makeup palette. This is the Revolution Coca-Cola palette. So let me just open this up. This was on clearance, which is why I decided to get it. But in all honesty, I didn't... Oh, it is not what I thought it was. That moment you buy a product thinking it's an eyeshadow palette, and then it turns out it is in fact a highlighter that is slightly cracked. Not too bad, but there is slight cracking coming. Can you see all in there? That's all slightly cracked. Whoops. So yes, this is actually a highlighter, not a makeup palette. And like I said, it was on clearance. So I have the Coca-Cola highlighter. Then I have the Australis See You Later Pores Primer. The Models Prefer Priceline Sisterhood Foundation Lipstick. This is in the shade Sarah Jane. And this is what the color looks like. This isn't open, so I don't really want to open it, but I got a lipstick that I don't need. And then to add to that, I got two lip glosses. Those ones just here. These are, what brand is this from? The NYX. This is from NYX, and these are the two Avatar lip glosses. This one here is in the shade Shimmery Waters. And then this one here is in the shade, sorry if you can hear the rubbish man, Illuminate. Just wait for the rubbish man. This video has been a rough run so far. So those are all the items I've brought into my collection, and like I said, at this current point for January, nothing has gone towards my low/no buy. Same will be said for the empties that I am about to show you. First up, we have this Impulse Teas Real Fruits, Red Fruits, and Woods body fragrance. This one is in my 35 While I'm 35 project, which I'll have linked up in the cards, but this one is complete. Then we have this perfume. It's in the scent Pink Happiness, and it's from Revlon. And this one was in my, I'm pretty sure it's the Day of the Dead project, which I'll have linked up in the cards. Then we have a makeup brush cleaner. I'm not exactly sure what brand this is from, but this one's also complete. And last but not least, we have the OXX Bath Fizzer in Sea Swirl. This one is part of my Out the Door in 24 project, which I'll have linked up in the cards. So this one's also done and dusted. So we didn't really have that much go out of my collection for January. And as you can see, we did have quite a lot come in. And I think just this easy in and out highlights my need, I guess, to be on a low/no buy. As you know, in 2023, I tried to use the beauty bank method that I've seen both Paula and Emily, as well as a few other YouTubers use. I'll have all of those people that I know are conducting no buys linked down below, so make sure you check them out. But that beauty bank structure just didn't really work for me. So for 2024, after recently watching Nikki's video, I'll have Nikki linked down below as well, so make sure you check them out. I'll also have the video I'm talking about linked down below as well. So Nikki is conducting a no buy for 2024, but will be banking points that can then be used during their low buy in 2025. I'm definitely not that organized, but I loved the idea of categories. That is something that I find I was struggling with last year in relation to my beauty bank. And that was the concept that I could use up whatever item and then purchase whatever I wanted. I tried to prevent that happening in relation to putting less points on my beauty items so that I wouldn't use up a heap of beauty items and then go and purchase a heap of makeup items. But the thing is, some of my categories are definitely a lot worse than some of my other categories. So I have decided to utilize a concept very similar to Nikki's, which is where I use up products and the points from that product go specifically to the category it belongs in. However, my goal is that a new item coming in costs 2 points, where an item going out costs 1. So therefore, if I end up using up, say, 2 lipsticks, that will then allow me to purchase 1 lipstick. So hopefully that will mean my categories and the numbers will slowly start to go down. In saying that, I have decided to have some categories that are on a strict no buy. So regardless of how many I use up in that category, I am going to be on a no buy for that category. I think I'll still note down what level of usage / points I would make for that if it's not on a no buy, but I'm not sure if I'll then say incorporate those points into next year's low / no buy trash talk videos, or if I will just cut and start again. But like I said, there is a list of categories that will be purely no buy. And that is because my numbers for those categories are just getting too high. And in saying that, I'm still basing these numbers off of last year's makeup and beauty inventory, which I'll have linked down below, because I have not yet done my 2024 inventories. So over here, you will see a list. This is my list of no buy categories. So regardless of how many items I use up in that category, I cannot buy any products in them. And yes, that means no lipsticks and no eyeshadows, which is a bit of a struggle for me because lipstick and eyeshadow is definitely my vice. Now up on the screen, you will see a list of other categories. So these categories are things that I can get points for. But to purchase items in those categories, it requires points. And like I said, 2 items out equal 1 item in. You might have noticed that there are some items that I haven't listed at all, some categories that haven't been listed at all. These are because they're what I'm referring to as safe categories, or not spend as you will, but they're not problem categories, and things that come in tend to go out. So that mostly includes things like shampoos, conditioners, those type of things. I'm not going to be having a low buy, no buy setup for those. It is purely just continue as I'm going. However, if at any point I'm finding that any of those categories are getting out of hand, I will then bring them in to this project. Now, I don't want to make things too hard for myself, and I am trying to do a no buy for certain categories. However, I need to give myself some wiggle room because I know otherwise I am just setting myself up to fail. So there are 2 things that I'm doing to give myself some wiggle room. And up here now, you will see these, I guess, these exceptions to the rules. So exception number 1 is that I am going on a holiday, a cruise in the month of February. So anything that I purchase during that holiday does not count towards my no buy. I'm not necessarily planning to go and just spend on makeup, but at the same time, I don't want to be worrying about a no buy / low buy when I'm on holiday. So I am going to allow myself to purchase during that holiday. My second exemption is outside of that time period, but just for the rest of the year. I'm giving myself 5 items. So that means that I can purchase 5 items regardless of what category or how many points. So I could purchase all 5 lipsticks, I could purchase an eyeshadow palette or 5 eyeshadow palettes, or things that I haven't received points in as of yet to then purchase. So just 5 free items that I can purchase throughout the year. I've decided to give myself those 5 item buffer just so I don't go and do something really silly like do away with my low buy. The concept is to have less, but I also know that when you enjoy something, sometimes you have to give yourself some wiggle room. So that is essentially my rules and regs for my 2024 low / no buy. Also, things that aren't classed within my no buy are gifts or anything that is decluttered to me. There are people currently in my life who are doing a lot of decluttering, and I don't want to have to say no to taking something that they're decluttering just because of my low/no buy. So decluttered items, so things that are decluttered to me, don't count as any points, and same with gifts, they don't count as any points. I also have one gift card that obviously the gift card was given to me as a gift, so any items I purchase with that gift card are also classed as the gift, so those items don't count. So that is everything for this video. Please let me know down in the comments if there is anything that you would like further explanation regarding, or if you have any questions or thoughts or suggestions for me for the next 12 months. But wish me luck, and I will see you again next month for my first update. So I'm Verity. This was the introduction to my 2024 Trash Talk series. And now to the outro.